have you, and let's start off the night by giving Yahuwah a big praise.
Well, a massive Ten Commandments monument that has been outside a Pennsylvania public school for 60 years is now being removed.
The reason, one complaint from an atheist mother who filed a federal lawsuit. Fox News radio host Todd Starnes is live for us in D.C. with his take on the controversy in his one-minute commentary. Good morning, Todd.
Good morning, guys. Yeah, the Ten Commandments is getting the heave-ho.
Voices in his head, and Satan told him,
I told him to do it.
To smash into the monument.
High school near Pittsburgh. The New Kensington Arnold School District has 30 days to remove the giant monument from the front lawn of Valley High School. It's all part of the settlement in a federal lawsuit filed by an aggrieved atheist.
Before war,
Well, good morning, guys. Yeah, the Ten Commandments is getting the heave-ho. She tells the local newspaper the monument was a violation of the Constitution. She also said the commandments were offensive. So I was kind of wondering, which was the most offensive commandment? Now, if I was a betting man, I'd say it was either the one about the graven images or the one about cutting your neighbor.
Voices in his head, and Satan told him,
I told him to do it.
To smash into the monument.
The school district defended their decision to surrender. They said they had a winnable case, but they wanted to take the high road and compromise. But it's not much of a compromise, seeing how the monument is getting hauled away and the atheists are getting a payday. So the school district had an opportunity to teach kids how to defend their constitutional rights to stand up and do the right thing. Instead, they threw in the towel. And in doing so, they
This granite statue of the Ten Commandments renewing the debate over the separation of church and state.
Our nation was founded on the principles found in the Ten Commandments.
From Sky 5 this morning, a view of the vacant patch of land at the Capitol where the monument stood since 2012. Despite efforts to keep it on Capitol grounds, the Oklahoma Supreme Court ruling it unconstitutional.
Voices in his head, and Satan told him,
I told him to do it.
To smash into the monument.
I'm here to celebrate the occasion of the Supreme Court destroying the principles that many Oklahomans believe in.
Crews working under the cover of darkness Monday night to sidestep possible protests. The statue currently displayed at the Oklahoma Council of Public Affairs until a permanent home is found. The state paid a contractor $4,700 to transport the statue from the Capitol to its new location. Ariel Reshef, KOCO.
Well, good morning, guys. Yeah, the Ten Commandments is getting the heat.
Residents in a small North Florida county are outraged tonight. A federal judge has ordered county officials to remove a statue of the Ten Commandments.
Voices in his head, and Satan told him,
I told him to do it.
To smash into
the county courthouse. As Whitney Ray tells us from our exclusive Capitol Bureau, officials have less than a month to find a new location for the commandments.
1,800 people call Cross City, Florida home. There are more churches in the town than gas stations. And at the entrance of the Dixie County Courthouse, engraved in stone, are the Ten Commandments.
It's our religion. It's our Lord.
Darcy Patterson says the commandments belong at the courthouse, but a federal judge disagrees.
Voices in his head, and Satan told him,
I told him to do it.
To smash into the monument.
Before war,
The judge ruled last week the commandments had to go because they violated the separation of church and state laid out in the U.S. Constitution.
Voices in his head, and Satan told him,
I told him to do it.
To smash into the monument.
It has nothing to do with the courthouse. It's our God. It's our God, our Maker.
Dixie County residents are furious.
If they're going to take it down, we should all pick it.
Federal judge, he doesn't come down here every day and see this.
You know, it should stay. It's not hurting anything.
Court battle to remove the statue began in 2007 after the ACLU filed suit. This statue is actually owned by a private citizen. That's the case Dixie County made in court. They also put up a plaque saying the views and opinions expressed in this area aren't necessarily the views of the county, but it wasn't enough to appease the judge. Now county officials have until August 14th to get rid of the statue. Lifelong Dixie County residents Richard and Sissy Elton are sad to see it go.
If people don't want to look at it, they don't want to see it there, turn their head, don't look at it.
Come in the back door.
Yeah, come in the back door.
Residents are asking the owner to place the commandments on private property as close to the courthouse as possible. In Dixie County, Whitney Ray, WPTV News Channel 5.
And our team of reporters up at the Capitol News Bureau there tried to talk to officials in Dixie County to see if they plan to move the statue or appeal the decision, but they denied a request for an interview.
And that voices in his head, and Satan told him,
I told him to do it.
To smash into the monument.
The monument is now gone from the state capitol. Crews came out around 10:30 last night to remove it following the Supreme Court's ruling over the summer. Fox 23's Ashley Lincoln reporting live for us from Oklahoma City with what the governor is now saying about this. Ashley?
Well, Clay, the monument now sits a mile away from the state capitol here at the Oklahoma Council of Public Affairs. Now, Governor Fallon spoke about an hour ago about their plan to get this monument back to where she says it belongs.
Well, good morning, guys. Yeah, the Ten Commandments is getting the heave-ho.
Darkness of Monday night, crews quickly removed the Ten Commandments statue before dawn.
I think that they shouldn't have done it overnight. I think it was really sneaky of them.
They shouldn't have moved the Ten Commandments.
Voices in his head, and Satan told him,
I told him to do it.
To smash into the monument.
Fox 23 learned they did it at night to keep the protesters away and allow for heavy machinery to be moved around.
We're very disappointed that the Oklahoma Supreme Court ruled that we could not have the Ten Commandments monument on the state capitol.
Before war,
Governor Mary Fallon, along with the Oklahoma Council of Public Affairs, held a press conference Tuesday where the monument now sits temporarily.
We accept the responsibility and the opportunity to be the temporary home for the Ten Commandments monument.
Fox 23 told you in June the Oklahoma Supreme Court ruled the monument was religious in nature and violated the Oklahoma Constitution.
Well, good morning, guys. Yeah, the Ten Commandments is getting the heave-ho.
The church and state should definitely be separated. The church and state should definitely be separated. Now the governor wants the people to vote once the legislative session begins to eliminate the Blaine Amendment, a constitution that forbids government institutions to having any religious affiliations.
Before war,
Let the people of Oklahoma decide if they'd like to have monuments with historical significance placed on public lands.
But that's Oklahoma's history, the Ten Commandments in the Capitol.
And on Fox 23 News at 6, I'm breaking down what role the OCPA is playing in all of this and how they plan on getting that monument back at the state capitol. We're now reporting live from Oklahoma City. Covering news that matters, I'm Ashley Lincoln, Fox 23 News.
Strong feelings on both sides of this issue, Ashley. You can join others now discussing the monument's removal on the Fox 23 Facebook page.
Voices in his head, and Satan told him,
I told him to do it.
To smash into the
Good evening, we're
monument.
glad you're with us. Tonight, a suspect is in custody after destroying the Ten Commandments monument at the state capitol.
Voices in his head, and Satan told him,
I told him to do it.
To smash into the monument.
The suspect allegedly drove his vehicle through the lawn and then smashed right into the statue.
We're told the same suspect made threats against the president. News 9's Justin Doherty is live with more on the suspect and also reaction today. Justin.
Alex and Amanda, 29-year-old Michael Reed Jr. was telling special agents that voices in his head and Satan told him to smash into the monument in his head, and Satan told him
I told him to do it.
To smash into the monument.
Church and state should definitely be separated.
Here at the north steps of the Capitol. Now those that helped erect the monument are left in disbelief.
That completely blows my mind that they're so scared of a statue.
Voices in his head, and Satan told him
I told him to do it.
To smash into the
monument. They got to come and tear it down.
Michael Sanford voluntarily helped set the foundation where the over 7-foot-tall monument once stood. Now that same plot is flat. The monument itself in 4 pieces. After Michael Reed drove his vehicle up the northeast lawn, used maintenance rams to jump the curb and smash into the monument.
There's a lot of labor so that we wouldn't actually mess up the grounds of the property. We left the property just as good as we did before we started, and was taking a lot of pride in doing what we were doing.
Sanford worked with Representative Mike Reynolds on the plans.
A wake-up call, I suppose. If something can be destroyed this close to the building, what could happen inside the building?
5 cameras are on the outside of the building near the north steps, but Governor Fallin says she still plans to coordinate with Oklahoma Highway Patrol and make sure everything is being done to protect the facility.
I was just shocked that anybody would be so brazen.
Voices in his head, and Satan told him
I told him to do it.
To smash into
up
the
on
monument.
the Capitol grounds and run over a piece of our history of our state.
For now, the cleanup and the investigation will continue, and so will the plans for rebuilding. Sanford has already volunteered to help with the second monument, this time with a message to the man who took down the first one.
Your God, whoever he may be, won't save your soul. The God that wrote these commandments is the only way you're going to get saved.
And Reed is currently in custody at the Oklahoma County Mental Facility and could face charges on Monday. Live at the Capitol, Justin Doherty, News 9.
All right, Justin, the monument, by the way, was donated to the state by Representative Mike Ritz and his family, and they expect a replacement will not cost the state either.
Well, as we can see, definitely the commandments is not very popular. But we here at AinThatAHoot.com believe in the old past and the old ways, and we feel that the 10 Commandments are very important, as all of Yahuwah's law is very important to us, and we take it seriously. Now getting into Genesis 8 and the reading of the Torah.
Genesis 8:8. But Yahuwah remembered Noah and all the wild animals and the livestock that were with him in the ark, and he sent a wind over the earth, and the waters receded. 2. Now the springs of the deep and the floodgates of the heavens had been closed, and the rain had stopped falling from the sky. 3. The water receded steadily from the earth. At the end of the 150 days the water had gone down. 4. And on the 17th day of the 7th month the ark came to rest on the mountains of Arad. 5. The waters continued to recede until the 10th month, and on the first day of the 10th month the tops of the mountains became visible. 6. After 40 days Noah opened a window he had made in the ark. 7. And sent out raven, and it kept flying back and forth until the water had dried up from the earth. 8. Then he sent out a dove to see if the water had receded from the surface of the ground. 9. But the dove could find nowhere to perch because there was water over all the surface of the earth, so it returned to Noah in the ark. He reached out his hand and took the dove and brought it back to himself in the ark. 10. He waited 7 more days and again sent out the dove from the ark. 11. When the dove returned to him in the evening, there in its beak was a freshly plucked olive leaf. Then Noah knew that the water had receded from the earth. 12. He waited 7 more days and sent the dove out again, but this time it did not return to him. 13. By the first day of the first month of Noah's 601st year, the water had dried up from the earth. Noah then removed the covering from the ark and saw that the surface of the ground was dry. 14. By the 27th day of the second month the earth was completely dry. 15. Then Yahuwah said to Noah, 16. Come out of the ark, you and your wife and your sons and their wives. 17. Bring out every kind of living creature that is with you, the birds, the animals, and all the creatures that move along the ground, so they can multiply on the earth and be fruitful and increase in number on it. 18. So Noah came out, together with his sons and his wife and his sons' wives. 19. All the animals and all the creatures that move along the ground and all the birds, everything that moves on land, came out of the ark, one kind after another. 20. Then Noah built an altar to Yahuwah and, taking some of all the clean animals and clean birds, he sacrificed burnt offerings on it. 21. Yahuwah smelled the pleasing aroma and said in his heart, never again will I curse the ground because of humans, even though every inclination of the human heart is evil from childhood. And never again will I destroy all living creatures, as I have done. 22. As long as the earth endures, seed time and harvest, cold and heat, summer and winter, day and night, will never cease.